Okay, let's talk about the final game here, and will it matter? 8:20 p.m. Eastern. Detroit
Also,
Lions 8 and
will
8.
it be the final game of the season too?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. You're right. It's a crazy week 18 here in the NFL. Lions 8 and 8, 3 and 4 on the road. Packers 8 and 8, 5 and 3 at home. At Lambeau, 25 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 4 miles per hour. Start with the line history here for Lions Packers. We have these Packers opening up at -5.5 at Pinnacle, now at -5. If you want to go to a book that opened it up before the games played, Bet Online opened them up and they had Packers -3.5. Packers are now -4.5. So not a lot of movement there. We'll go back to Pinnacle though for the total. This total opened up at 48. It's now up to 49 and it's juiced to the over. So probably 49.5s are out there. Take a look at the cash flow for Lions Packers, the Sunday nighter. The hell, here we go. 5,475 tickets in. 57% of the tickets on the Packers. No cash flow to help. Then 36% of the tickets and 96% of cash on the under, but it's gone up a point or a point and a half. Lions coming off their 7th win in 9 games to give themselves a shot at earning a postseason spot for the first time since 2016. They need a win over the Packers and a loss or a tie by Seattle against the Rams, as we spoke of. That's very unlikely, or I guess a 33% chance, but I don't even think it's that. They come in off a dominant 41-10 home beatdown of the Bears, outgained the Bears 504 to 230. Goff 21-29, 255 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He's not throwing an interception for 8 straight games. Amon-Ra St. Brown caught 4 for 62. Jamal Williams ran 22 times for 144 yards and a touchdown. Caught a pass for 13. Swift did the same damage on the ground. Ran 11 times for 78 yards and a touchdown. Caught 4 for 39 and a touchdown. Defensively, the Lions completely shut the Bears down. They held them to 230 total yards, 9 first downs. Aiden Hutchinson had an interception and a fumble recovery. Hutchinson, the first defensive lineman with 3 picks since Richard Dent, 90. First lineman in NFL history to have 3 picks as a rookie. And James Houston, they put up from the practice roster, 7.5 sacks now. So that's the most sacks by an NFL player in his first 6 games. Deshaun Elliott is still dealing with the shoulder injury, inactive. Packers beat the Lions. The Packers are in. If the Packers lose and the Seahawks win, the Seahawks get in. If the Seahawks lose and the Lions beat the Packers, Detroit is in. That's the furthest of likely situations. Packers coming off their 4th straight victory, 41-17 at home over the division champ Vikings. They were dominant. Rodgers 15-24 for 159 yards and a touchdown. Lazard caught 5 for 59. Tonyan 3 for 52 and a touchdown. Aaron Jones woke up in a big way. 14 carries for 111 yards. The defense was all over the Vikings. 2 sacks, 8 quarterback hits. Interceptions from Darnell Savage, who returned at 75 yards to the house. Amos and Rudy Ford. Kenny Clark recovered a fumble on a strip sack. They converted all of the turnovers, all of Cousins' turnovers into touchdowns. But it was Jair Alexander. Locking down Justin Jefferson, the NFL's leading receiver like that, is a fucking alpha thing, man. He's a big balls. This Packers team is coming together at the right time, but we've talked about the moving parts here. So let's go through the situation here. So let's say Seahawks win. What are your thoughts on the game? And then we'll go if Seahawks lose.
Line goes to 6, I suppose, and I'll be betting the Lions. Like I won't bet this game right now. I think regardless, I'll have some way to attack the Lions in this. But if the Seahawks win, probably see some Lions money come in. It gets bet down to maybe like 3.5. And then probably it's a live betting opportunity at that point. But I do want to push back against Green Bay being dominant, and I wish I hadn't bet Vikings last week. So some of this would have a little bit of like, you got to yell at me a little, say, well, Andy, you're just saying this because you bet the Vikings at +3.5, and you thought that was a good bet, and it was never close. But, I mean, just getting those – look, Rodgers' numbers weren't great. They ran good, and that was about it. And you can push back on that a little and say, well, they didn't need to be great because they had such a big lead right away. It's so hard to really judge a game where you end up with 2 special teams touchdowns, defensive special teams touchdowns right off the bat. Like it was 17-3. Rodgers had 22 yards passing. It turned into a weird game where it was tough. It was tough to really judge how well the Packers played. And again, and I don't ever want to be conspiracy theory, Andy, but there's so many clips I watched of this damn game where I just don't think the Vikings brought the right cleats. They had like 100 guys slip and fall down. Receivers, defenders, it happened on special teams. It's like they didn't bring the right cleats and didn't bring longer ones to switch into, like you see sometimes. Like they really looked like they just didn't have the right goddamn shoes on at times. And it was on some important plays too. So I'm worried that the Packers aren't as I still don't think the Packers are very good. That said, the Lions, Seahawks, and Giants are all pretty much right around there. It's not like the Lions are, oh, they should be favored. The Packers are bad. Like, no, the teams that are around the 6 and 7 seed are almost in the playoffs. They're all about the same. So the little bit of value I think on the Lions, but would love to see this. Would love to see what we get if Seattle does end up winning that game, because like a lot of people are pointing out, they have a head coach who's going to push them to play hard regardless. Aiden Hutchinson, I know it's Sauce Gardner's award, but Aiden Hutchinson is I think he should get some more serious looks at offensive rookie or defensive rookie of the year. Maybe if he has another pick or scores a touchdown, he may make some crazy late push for it, but I doubt that happens. I'm hoping the Lions win here. That said, I know a lot of people with stupid big Green Bay numbers that they made a few weeks ago. So whatever happens, I'll be happy for somebody.
Yeah, I guess I can sort of romanticize what Rodgers is doing, what Brady's doing, what Tomlin is doing. Some of these guys that we've been around for so long. And I think a lot of people are doing that with thinking that the Packers maybe are better than they actually are. But this NFC is just wide open. So there's no reason, like if you had a Packers at a huge number, there's no reason not to be confident. And you guys know I had the Niners last year at 33-1 for the conference, 66-1 for the Super Bowl. And I was like, Jesus, I'm going to pick up 10K here in a second. And I can understand the similar feeling with the NFC this year as I had last year. So good luck to them. And we will be live betting this game right here. Sunday, we have Lions, Packers, and then Monday we'll be live betting the national championship game. So we got a lot of live betting action here and some really, really fun stuff. So let's review all action